if you don't got Coach Bergen, you ain't got shit.
All right. What's up, Coach Bergen here, and welcome to the Coach Bergen Show.
Hey, one thing, I ain't motherfucking washed up.
Abso-freaking-lutely, dude.
What's up, Coach Bergen here, and welcome to the Coach Bergen Show, episode 75. Our guest today, for his second appearance, Montanna Roberts. And he will be joining us any second now. There we go. All right, there we go.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
Doing good.
Good. All right, so catch me up since the last time we talked. Have you had a fight since the last time you were on the show?
No, it's only been a couple weeks. We're working right up into the next one. It's been a quick turnaround, but...
Gotcha. Okay, so you have one that's coming up, though, right?
Yep, we got one in I think it's 22 days.
Awesome. Who are you fighting against?
I forget his name.
Okay. What promotion is it? Oh, did we lose you? Oh, we lost you. Fucking A.
Yeah, good old Matthew.
All right. I lost you for like 30 seconds.
Sorry.
So
yeah, Matt. I was looking real quick. Matt Indo.
Matt Indo. Got it. Okay. Cool. And then what promotion is that?
AFP once again.
Okay. Cool. All right. So what? Actually, last time we talked about the MVP card. So did you watch that?
I did watch the MVP card. I watched basically the whole thing.
Yeah. What were your thoughts on it?
I wasn't totally surprised. I had made a couple of predictions a little bit earlier on how I thought some of those matchups would play out. I thought they were pretty like face value, easy to predict. Like they weren't the deepest matchups. They were entertaining for sure, but I thought they'd be fairly one-sided, and they turned out very entertaining. Don't get me wrong, I loved watching them, but they all played out fairly how you would think they would. Ngannou with this massive power ended up taking Lins out early. Yep. Mike Perry brought Nate to a long, brutal BKFC fight.
That was unexpected to me, though.
That was a great
I thought
fight.
Nate was going to be like way more.
Nate still looked good. He was snapping out some nice jabs and stuff, but Mike just walks you down with like some brutal violence. And then you had Ronda coming out, and she just did exactly what you expected her to. Came out, shot the takedown, pulled the armbar. It's her specialty. So it's hard to be surprised that she was able to do something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, for the amount of time she was gone from the sport and then just go right back into it and then pull that out, I mean, that's still that's very impressive. And so, yeah. And then I was hoping for Nate Diaz to win. I bet on Nate to win using Kalashi, and but he got stopped and doctor stoppage, right?
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I saw like a bunch of the clips afterwards, and it looked like he was not doing as well as like the normal Nate Diaz.
No.
Like he wasn't his normal self, from what I could see. I watched it live too, but like I mean, like in the clips, like was when it really like pointed it out to me of like, oh shit, he actually moved a lot slower than he normally would, or he would have normally done this, but he did this. But yeah. So I don't know. I think it was worth the watch, and I'm glad that there's another promotion out there. I do hope they do more events, but like, what kind of star power can they get into their next event, and how often can they pull these events off?
Yeah, I agree. I think that as long as they can keep pulling good star power, and as long as they can pull like lasting star power, like you said, how long can they pull the events? Because the talent pool they pulled on in that last fight was not one that's deep. They pulled on a couple of fighters that aren't going to fight again. They had JDS versus Robelis. Like that type of matchmaking is not going to work consistently. You won't be able to keep that going on. They're going to need to try and step up their competitive matchmaking in order to keep people tuning in, but also to keep their rankings. If they want to get something moving in the rankings department, they can't keep making these one-shot fights that are going to end like that. So they're going to really have to get some good outside competition in. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Maybe scouting would be interesting to see how they're going to get some new talent in there, too. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. One thing that I know they have going on, like, in the very near future, but there's not much information out about it yet, is I saw a post that the Paul brothers are putting together this show called Fight Games. And it's supposed to be kind of like an MTV reality show combined with The Ultimate Fighter, is my understanding of it. And so there's really not much information out about it yet. I just saw the flyer and I saw that it said, like, if you have, a memorable personality meant for TV, this is your opportunity to make some life-changing money. And then it was like calling all MMA fighters, combat athletes, and like, listed all these different styles. And so we'll see. But like, I'm hoping that can be something big. And one of my friends applied to be on it, VIP Ali. So I'm hoping he gets onto the show. And then when it works out, then, I'll have more and more information about it as he goes through it, of course, And that, like, what I'm seeing is, because of the fact that you can't really find much info about it yet, I'm realizing that if I'm the one that's putting out the available info, that's going to bring attention to me from fight fans and the fight community. And so I'm trying to like stay on top of it and be able to, give some continuous updates as I learn more.
Smart.
And even if it's false information, like, I don't want it, I want to try to make it all correct as possible.
You never know.
But I can't be correct on everything, especially when there's not really, like, there's just theories out right now, as to what it's going to be. It's not anything concrete. They haven't started filming. They, I don't even know if they have their exact idea out. I just know that is like kind of what they're looking to do, is like a reality show similar to The Ultimate Fighter. And there's supposed to be some life-changing money on the line for it. So
I think they could pull it off if they did it right. I hope they do it right. You know what I mean? It's a balance between when it becomes a little too rowdy and you get like the original Tough, where there's a bunch of different problems, and then there's the side where it just becomes a little too fictional, and then you're watching and you're like, is this even fighting anymore? Now it feels like a TV show.
Right. Because you don't want it to feel like it's scripted, but at the same time, you need to have some of the chaos contained. Like, you can't really, like, you could, I guess, have like the Chris Liebens, Julian Lanes, Junie Brownings. But like,
just reined in.
Yeah. But at the same time, that's only really going to be for the TV aspect of it, and not as much for like finding the best fighters. And I don't know. I still think it kind of needs that chaos too, if it's going to like work, because that's what people are going to pay attention to, and that's what people are going to talk about.
And that'll get them talking about the show too, which gets them talking about other fighters that might not even be as entertaining. It just the whole circuit.
Right, because then they'll be like, oh, this loudmouth guy, blah, blah, blah. Then he got tapped out by, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, and then now they're a fan of that guy. And so, I don't know. But I think that the Paul brothers are actually like a lot smarter than they get credit for. And I think that they definitely are trying to do good for the fighters. And I am certain that they have other people they're working with to help them, so it's not like just them. But at the same time, I think their intentions are in the right place with this. And I think that it'll become something huge. And I look forward to seeing it, because I think it'll be an entertaining show, no matter what it ends up being. Could be a game show for all I know,
I mean, I'm definitely interested to see where it goes. There's so many possibilities. Like you said, there's not a lot that's known about it. So I'm curious to just see how it develops, how close to Tough they'll take it, and then if they'll like develop it in their own way. Like, you never know.
Right. But I mean, they're very creative individuals as well, and they know how to grab attention. So like, I think they're going to figure out how to pull it off and how to make this work, and how to, build some stars out of it that they can use for the MVP promotion for their cards. And, and then Netflix now has star power from that. And I don't know if this show will be through Netflix or not, but that would make sense if it was, especially because it's going to be correlated with their promotion. So, we got to see where that goes. But, yeah. And then the White House card is still coming up. That's in a couple weeks. And I don't know, not much has changed on that since the last time we talked. But, I'm hopeful that they can still add another fight to the card with the BMF title on the line. That's what I want to see. But, like, I'm not the matchmaker either. So, it's not really up to me.
You can hope and hope and hope, but
Exactly. All right. So what else you got going on for your upcoming fight, or your career in general, or just in life outside of fighting?
we're working on them. I just finished moving to my new place over the last couple weeks, so that's when I decided I wanted to hop into this next camp. So I did do a big locational change. I'm a lot closer to my gym now, which is nice. A lot closer to my work.
Nice.
Been exploring the idea of looking for another job and other gainful employment, but haven't just kind of decided what I wanted to do. And then just in the fighting department, just been working back at rehauling everything that I think I need to work on. Going back to the striking, teaching. I teach some classes now, which is always fun to do, which kind of gives you a different perspective on the
Yeah.
sport in general. Like you get to see a different part of striking when you're the one teaching it versus you learn while you're teaching too.
Right. And
And
what
being
I
able
found
to.
is by explaining how to do it, I learn it more by
Oh
explaining
yeah.
how to do it. And it's like, it's weird because it's not even like I don't know the technique, but like by explaining how I did it and teaching somebody else how to do it, I feel like it makes me better at it.
Yeah, you get a greater understanding of having to explore it. It's
Mm.
like breaking it down makes it easier for other people to understand, but also gives you a greater understanding. So
Right,
that's
of
always
course.
beneficial to be able to do that. Plus, you get so many different people in there that bounce ideas off you that you never think of, especially
Mm.
the newer people because they ask questions that a lot of people aren't willing to ask.
Right,
So
right. And that's
that's always very
needed,
cool.
a lot of the time instead of just going with the flow and just listening, like it's kind of needed to have those questions of like, what if
Hmm.
you did it this way? Or what if we did it this way? Like, why does it work like that? Because it just uncovers that much more information as to why it's effective or why this might not be as effective as we think, or, how we could do it this way instead, or, whatever adaptation we might need to, create for it. But yeah, no, you're right. The newer people asking the questions is usually, very beneficial towards that.
I think just
Um,
later on, as fighters in our career, we get a little too opposed to making mistakes. So it's like, you see the earlier people who aren't as afraid to sound stupid, aren't as afraid to seem a little silly, asking questions, trying things that might seem goofy because they're still learning. So it's good to
mm,
see that perspective while you're up here. But, just working on things like that, my general physical wellness, it's been something I haven't taken as seriously earlier in my career. So my last couple of fights, I've been upping it, and it's been a big difference. My cardio, especially, tenfold difference just in my general performance. It's just a great feeling. And then just working my wrestling, my striking, getting everything up to where I think it needs to be. Just even if I don't win this one, the next one, the one after that, it's a building block system. You know what I mean?
and just kind of learning as you go,
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, all right, cool. And so, are you at a professional level, or are you amateur still?
Still amateur.
Okay, so
This will be
that's
my
the
sixth
perfect
fight.
time to be learning then, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
doing it the way that you're explaining. Because at a pro like level is when none of the amateur fights are going to matter really,
yeah.
and because it's just like it's just not there for your record. It just doesn't really show up. The pro fights are what they're going to care about more,
Yep.
and so it's definitely good to get those learning lessons in as you're going through the amateur ranks and et cetera, et cetera. So remind me, what weight do you fight at?
185
185. Okay. And then you walk around like 195, right?
around. Yeah.
Around that, yeah. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So it's not that bad of a weight cut.
No, not really. I normally diet 5 to 10 pounds, maybe cut 5 if I have to. It's usually
Okay.
pretty easy.
All right. So that's super easy then.
Yeah.
Um, One thing I definitely want to, and I think we talked on this last time. I want to figure out how to eventually get weight cutting removed from the sport
Yeah,
because
we
I
did
feel
talk
like
about
it's the most like dangerous part of the sport.
it. Hmm.
And what I used to think was the best way would be adding in a second weigh-in. But then I had somebody on the podcast who told me about how California has the second weigh-in and
Do they?
how he had, and then a second weigh-in, they give you 10% of your body
Man,
weight as an allowance.
man. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. We cut out. So, part two. Um, and it says unable to join. What the fuck? Why are you unable to join when you were literally just on the stream? It's not making any sense to me. Not sure either. I'm not sure either. You were literally just on it, and I don't know if I have to end it early. I have to end it early, I guess. But fuck, yeah, at least we got to start it, you know. But soon enough, Fight Plan Pro is actually going to be having a live streaming feature, so we will be able to host the podcast through there, and then that will work hopefully a lot more reliably because there's less people using it at a time, you know. Um, so yeah, we'll see, but I don't know. I guess we just might not have part two. We just might not have part two. We'll try one more. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Hey, we got it. Oh my God, good. Good, we
There we
got it.
go.
Good. All right. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened there. It just shut
I
off
don't
on
know.
me. And, but I was able to save what we had, which is good.
Okay.
But it like just ended abruptly. So I don't know what the fuck happened there. But either way, we're back now. And, part two of episode 75. So, yeah. All right, and so the idea I was talking about when we got cut off was if we had, in theory, no weight classes, but then just have them weigh in on their way to the cage, like right before they walk out to the cage, step on the scale, then we'll at least have the transparency of what they're fighting at, and then you don't necessarily need them to be under a certain weight limit or whatever. They'll just choose, okay, I'll fight that guy, or no, I don't want to fight that guy, you know. And the problem that I'm seeing now as I try to explain it and try to like, you know, unravel this idea is that it'll completely also get rid of the titles for each weight class.
Yeah.
So there would need to be a workaround to that, but that would also like, it would change the whole way the sport is run too much, I think now. I don't know, but I think even just having one weigh-in right before they walk to the cage, if they could just add that in, I think that would solve a lot of issues. Even if it wasn't like an actual weigh-in, like they have to be under a certain amount, no like allowance, they can weigh whatever the fuck they want, but I will at least show the transparency, and then people will be able to see like, okay, I'm fighting this guy at 55, but his last fight, he actually walked into that cage at 200 pounds. So do I want to take this opponent? You know, they'll have a little more, you know, information to go off of, I guess, when they're choosing who they want to fight. And, you know, and some people won't care about the weight difference, which, you know, is kind of what we want in the sport anyway, to
Yeah,
find like the best
for
fighters,
sure.
is the people that are like not trying to be the best fighter for their weight class, but the best overall,
Best in general.
you know? So I'm not really sure how it could work. And, you know, one day we'll solve it, but it's not
Yeah.
going to be today.
I think what you said would work pretty well. Like it is an implementation English of like its own weight class, rather than trying to make all weight classes weightless, rather than just having like an absolute almost for an MMA, and implementing the pre-walkout weight, like you said. I think they should do that, and like right before they walk out in the locker room, they should just take that weight by commission. Then you would have it. That just for record's sake, because there are some people who cut like an ungodly amount of weight that they shouldn't be cutting in general, and just having
Right,
that on record would make it easier to control who's cutting, and that would make
right.
it easier to control the weight cutting aspect as well. I'm not exactly sure how they would go about it, but I think it's definitely would be a good idea, at least for, like you said, transparency's sake.
And then it would at least get it would get more information and more like more data for them to work with. Um, and I'm pretty sure the last time you were the one I talked with on the article, right? About the UFC's article that they put out of like how weight cutting doesn't necessarily like mean you're going to have a better chance.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So now they'll be able to write a new article based off of this information,
Yes.
and they'll be able to see how much the average fighter is actually cutting in their promotion, and then like what the, I guess, percentage of weight that they're cutting, as well. Because, you know, like we discussed before, you know, if you're cutting weight at 205, then, you know, it's going to be a lot different than if you're cutting weight at 135.
Yeah. Completely
Because,
different.
you know, the percentage is just way greater, for the same 10 pounds. So, yeah. Um, and I don't know. There probably should be some sort of limit on there as to like how much they can gain back. But at the same time,
Hard
you
regulate.
also don't want them to like you don't want them to stay dehydrated just to stay within the limit either. So it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of another. And I don't know. I don't know. We don't have an answer yet,
No.
but that's okay.
There's a lot of ideas floating, which is what I like. I like how many people are putting in different theories, but it's a tricky puzzle. It's for sure, like I said earlier, a balance between wanting to keep fighters' health in consideration, but also making it where you need the rules to be strict enough where they have to consider their own health as well. Because, like I said, they'll ignore the rules simply to put their health at risk and make that weight.
Right, right,
Well, we need to sometimes protect them from themselves.
right. So you were kind of saying like the open weight class, the open
Mm-hmm.
division, absolute division, that could definitely be a way of doing it. And so with that would be like any fighter could fight in that weight class. You're saying, but the other weight
Yeah.
classes would still exist.
I think they could do like similar to how they do it in like jiu-jitsu where they'll have all the weight classes, but then there's an absolute where you can have somebody who's maybe 5'10" wants to fight some dude who's same height but 100 pounds heavier. It's obviously you're
Right,
not forced to take any matches, and I think that there obviously would be an issue of you wouldn't always get the best fighter fights the best fighter. Sometimes you might just get people who duck other people simply for the size, but you would get a lot of practical matchups of skill versus size where we already see a lot of them struggle to meet in the middle for weight classes for that specific reason. I think they'd have to put in some interesting regulations for it because obviously you can't have like a bantamweight or a flyweight fighting a heavyweight that's like
right,
2 feet taller. But
right. Unless the lightweight really wanted to take that fight, I wouldn't
unless it's
want to
like you can
stop
find
them.
a good way for it to happen, yeah. But like
Yeah,
if you had a Mighty Mouse and a Stefan Struve walk in there, it'd be like, how
right,
can we regulate this?
right. Yeah, that's not exactly a fair matchup.
Just
And
is it
even if
safe?
it's Mighty Mouse, even if it's Mighty Mouse, like
It's just is it safe?
yeah,
Is it a
yeah,
good idea? Like
right,
at some point, it's like we can, but should we?
right, right, right. Like BJ Penn, he fought at heavyweight against Lyoto
Yeah,
Machida,
I forgot he
and
did that. You're right.
yeah, and I think it was before Lyoto was like in his prime, but
Yeah, they're young
but
Yoda.
BJ Penn went up like insane amounts of weight classes. Like he was fighting at 155, and then he went to heavyweight to fight Lyoto Machida,
BJ
and
Penn was a special
so
animal, though.
right, right, right. But what I'm saying is there definitely needs to be those exceptions available
Oh, for
still,
sure.
especially if there's going to be an absolute division.
Hmm.
If another BJ Penn type of dude comes along, he should absolutely be able to fight
Have
whoever the
that
fuck he
chance, yeah.
wants. Um, but like, yeah, at the same time, it's still not going to be the fairest of matchups, and I don't know. I don't know. There's really no way to even that out aside from them just not caring, and just being like, fuck it, we're just gonna figure out who the better fighter is and not care about like, yeah, you're bigger, but I'm faster.
I guess at some point you also
So
have to consider, when we show up, we're not the same weight as when we're not at 185. We show up anyway. We're already going to be two weights. You might already have a guy who's 185 fighting a guy who's near 200. So
right,
most people won't consider that that's closer to an actual matchup anyway. It's just
mm,
transparent. I just don't
right,
cut weight. You don't cut weight. We're going to fight around what we're going to show up at anyway. We're just cutting
yeah,
out the cutting part. So people might not consider that, but a lot of people aren't. You're not. So it's not like a monstrous idea to fight up because a lot of people who are like 125, 135, 145, they're coming in like 65, 55. So a lot of these people could easily fight up 2 or 3 weight classes and not have a problem with it. People just don't realize that. They think of a 25 or 35, 45, and they think strict at the weight. It's just not like
right.
that.
But like the issue too, and it's what it is. But like the people who are fighting at 55 are usually cutting down from like 180.
Yeah.
um, maybe 170. And so it's still like the people who are normally fighting at 135 are now going to be fighting these much bigger dudes.
Hmm.
Um, so if they were to go up to 155 and fight their normal weight class, you know, but yeah, I I don't know. Maybe the way would be just like the absolute division, like you're talking about, which probably could be the BMF title. With all honesty, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That would make sense.
and and then that way they can just fight at whatever catch weight they agree on, and not like having to cut excessive amounts of weight to just fight each other, like when they're really 20 pounds heavier, it could work out. But it's going to take trial and error, I'm sure.
And they
And
could always split like they could split it by like height and make it like, I don't know, like the fighters who
by
fall under this
weight
are
class,
in like like split into like two absolutes where it's like a 70-80 pound gap and the up to
yeah.
265.
So
It's
like
having
170 and
265 to
below and
125 is a big gap.
185 and above.
Yeah, something like that, because it's like that's if you consider the full range of weight classes, it's a
Right.
big gap to try and assume that you could get a fight all the way between. So I think they could practically split that up into two smaller ones and have the
Yeah.
whole weight range of those classes be able to fight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that would be great. And then what they could even do afterwards is if, say, the one in the heavier weight class for the BMF title is like, so BMF heavyweight, we'll call it. So the BMF heavyweight title, whoever will have that belt will maybe be like 200 pounds. And then whoever has the BMF lightweight title will be like walking around 165 pounds. So they would potentially be able to fight as well.
A super fight, yeah.
Super fight. And that would be a lot more evenly matched than somebody who's normally fighting 135 fighting somebody at 205 or fucking heavyweight.
Yeah.
So all right, cool. I think we made a lot of progress, had a lot of good ideas, and we'll definitely have you on again after your fight, and you can talk all about it, and I'm sure we'll come up with some more ideas by the time. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for making the time today, and enjoy the rest of it.
Yeah, man, you have a good day. Thank you for having me again.
You too.
I'll catch you around.
Yeah, later.
Peace out.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. No vibes. No hope. We came with a plan. Yeah, no guessing, no fear when the cage door slams. Every move mapped out, that's a fight plan. Round by round, we don't wing it, man. Train smart, fight clean, that's a fight plan. Camp clock ticking, sweat on the floor. Data on the tablet, not a prayer anymore. We know where you win, we know where you fall. So we don't chase knockouts, we collect rounds all. Distance control, don't bite on the bait. If he blitzes early, let him gas, let him break. No ego in the pocket, no pride in the fire. We survive, then we rise, then we drown as desire. When the lights get loud and the mind gets tight, this ain't improv, this is chess in a fight. No guessing, no fear when the cage door slams. Every move mapped out, that's a fight plan. Round by round, we don't wing it, man. Train smart, fight clean, that's a fight plan. If this happens, do this. If that fails, reset. Win the round, then the fight. No vibes, no hope, just facts in hands. Pressure with purpose, that's a fight plan. Walk out calm, walk out the man. Smart beats tough, that's a fight plan. Digital corner. Real results. Fight plan.
Thought I was a hero, turns out I was tired. Thought love was a spark, but my wallet was on fire. If patience is a virtue, I was rich in the wrong way. Coach had a whistle, she still hadn't blown it.
Let go.
You're free.
Let go.
You're free.
Hey, look, I don't simp, I support, there's a difference, I swear. But somehow every crisis end up part of my care. Every soon got extended, every next week got bent. I was funding potential, not the present I meant.
Take your time, heal up, I got you, no stress. Next thing I know, I'm cash up in my piece to distress. Doctor on vacation, lawyer need a break. Why everybody healing on my paycheck?
I'm the coach, talk discipline, life lessons, grit. But skip the chapter called who you investing in. Talking about divine timing, I'm like cool, I'll wait. But divine timing never showed up with a date.
Thought I was a hero, turns out I was tired. Thought love was a spark, but my wallet was on fire. If patience is a virtue, I was rich in the wrong way. Coach had a whistle, she still hadn't blown it.
Let go.
You're free.
Let's be honest, gotta laugh at me. Confused being calm with liability. If you need a savior, I grab the cape. But why I gotta drown just to prove I'm great?
I'm learning, help ain't help if it hurts your spine. Trust ain't trust if it costs your time. Love ain't love if it lives on someday.
And almost don't pay rent in my real life, ayy. I don't hate women, nah, cut that noise. I hate patterns wrapped up in a pretty voice. You can care and still say, I'm done with the cause. That ain't selfish, that's a boundary, boss.
If they want you, they show up.
If it's real,
It don't need a receipt.
if you gotta keep proving your worth,
You already
still me, but I study red flags like it's film on repeat. No more hold me down while I figure it out, cause I figure me out and I'm choosing that route. I want effort, not echoes, plans, not vibes. If we build in the future, it's stuff in real time. I show love when it's mutual, get space when it's fair, but I'm done auditioning for love with my care.
Thought I was a hero, turns out I was tired. Thought love was a spark, but my wallet was on fire. If patience is a virtue, I was rich in the wrong way. Coach had a whistle, she still hadn't blown it.
Let go.
You're free, still a hero, just smarter, inspired. Hard on the field, but my boundaries wired. If patience is a virtue, I invested my way.
Coach learned the lesson,
Now I'm winning the game.
let go.
You're free, for everybody over, giving over, trusting, over, waiting. You ain't broken, you just overdue for a boundary. Heartbreak in the rear view, let's go.
Coach Bergen energy, but make it savage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know that ex who ripped your soul in two, broke your heart, left you scrolling through a gram like a fool.
Now she's posted up with some new dude, smiling bright, looking all happy like the pain was just last night.
She wouldn't be happy if you put up in a foreign whip, bank account looking like it swallowed a spaceship. Private jets, wrist rocking heavy metal while she's still swiping for rent in a basic rental. You thought revenge was key in her car, some text at 2 a.m. Nah, bro, that's amateur hour. That's pretend. Real ones, level up, stack it, quiet, then loud. Turn that L into a W, make the whole block proud.
The only way to get revenge, yeah, that's the move. Get rich, get fit, get everything you lose. She see you shining that smile, turn to dust, X on your mind.
Nah,
Now she on your nuts,
success is the best revenge.
put it on repeat, from the bottom to the top. Can't nobody compete.
She happy with him.
Cool, let her think that till she sees your life and have a heart attack.
Used to cry in the whip playlist full of sad songs. Now the playlist all money. Engine singing like a choir long. Gym every day, abs looking Photoshop. Mine on a milli, no more basic thought. She texting, hey stranger, like she missed the old days. You reply with a screenshot of your stock gains. Left on red, ghost mode activated. While you out here levitating, elevated, celebrated. Funny how the pain fueled the tank, now you racing. She thought she broke you, now she just gave you the motivation. Turn that heartbreak to a money printer. Facts, now every bag you pull look like a heart attack.
No drama, no calls, no petty revenge schemes. Just you winning in silence, living out your dreams. She see the glow up, jaw drop to the floor. That's the ultimate fuck you without saying a word. The only way to get revenge, that's the move. Get rich, get fit, get everything you lose. She see you shining that smile, turn to dust, X on your mind.
Nah,
Now she on your nuts,
success is the best revenge.
put it on repeat, from the bottom to the top. Can't nobody compete.
Yeah, stack it up, king.
She'll feel it without you saying a thing.
Revenge served cold with a side of success.
Mic drop.
Yo, imagine you gotta fight Mike Tyson, bro. Let me break this down for you. I'm tiny, he's colossal, call it David versus Goliath. But if I get the first move, we gon' need an orthodontist. He in business or in life, that's the mood, that's the wisest. Cause if Tyson hits me first, I'm waking up the bright lights. And I'm just trying to make it out there, trying to get my little wins. First mover's like a free punch, let me swing before he spins. Cause once that uppercut connects, man, I'm chilling with my sins. So I'm planning on my plays like I'm Brady for the rings. First move, that's the key, yeah, simple but profound. You can fight a heavyweight and still put him on the ground. Get your shot before they do, that's the secret to the crown. First move, that's the word around the town. Like, that's the word around the town. Like Coach said with Tyson, don't be waiting for permission. Opportunity and patience is the first in line admission. If I'm sitting in the back just wishing, missing all my vision, and I'm lying in a hospital bed trying to recollect decisions. But if I strike first, break curse, talk,
move
no
countries,
cap.
bruh.
Dreams so big, they bust the map, but hold up. Let's get one thing straight. Exceptional life, it's a high-stakes fate. Chillin' at home, praying for the shine. Want a penthouse whip and a gold line grind. I'm like, yo, make my life epic, no norm. But word is exceptional's a wild storm. Unique ain't always popping champagne. Could be locked in a cell, feeling that pain. The coma's unique, so's a big screen glow. Exceptional's just breaking from the status quo. I'm trying to flex, yeah, skyscraper dreams. Big chains, bright fame, living supreme. But they say no light without dark, that's truth. You want the crown, gotta bleed no truce. Exceptional ain't always lit. Nah, could be mansions or stuck in a pit. Yeah, light needs dark, that's the deal. Gotta grind through the gauntlet to feel. No quit, no excuses, I'm holding it down. Winners keep pushing, never leave town. Exceptional life, I'm built for the fight. Spitting raw truth in the moonlit night. They said this logic's clean, let's keep it real. If you're slow, you'll miss it, no big deal. But if you're sharp, it's simple, no stress. Winners need losers, that's the cosmic chess. Skies like you want that top tier prize. Run the gauntlet, dodge the lows in disguise. Some fold, crying, man it's too rough. They turn to losers, life's cold, tough luck. But me, I'm wired to outlast the grind. Sweat on my face, but I'm keeping it aligned. Every winner feels the weight, that's fact. The difference I push, never turning back. Exceptional ain't always lit. Nah, could be mansions or stuck in a pit. Yeah, light needs dark, that's the deal. Gotta grind through the gauntlet to feel. No quit, no excuses, I'm holding it down. Winners keep pushing, never leave town. Exceptional life, I'm built for the fight. Spitting raw truth in the moonlit night. Yo, I'm dreaming of the top, but it's a trek, every stumble's just a test. No wreck, they say no light without dark, that's real. Gotta face the lows to cop that thrill. Dodging excuses, no I ain't got time. Every winner's walking that same hard line. The gauntlet's tough, but I'm built to endure. Exceptional vibes, man, my heart's pure. Picture me cruising in a whip, no stress, but exceptional's messy. Gotta confess, could be red carpets, could be bars in a cage. Gotta stay focused, keep flipping the page. Voice in my head like, don't be a clown. The path to the top, it's a brutal showdown. But I'm locked in, no quitting, I'm set. Got the heart to break clocks, no regret. Exceptional ain't always lit. Nah, could be mansions or stuck in a pit. Yeah, light needs dark, that's the deal. Gotta grind through the gauntlet to feel. No quit, no excuses, I'm holding it down. Winners keep pushing, never leave town. Exceptional life, I'm built for the fight. Spitting raw truth in the moonlit night. So pray for the stars, but know the cost. Exceptional's wild, you could win or get lost. Light and dark, they dance in the game. I'm out here repping that untamed flame.
Yeah, I wake up scrolling, thumb tied, so numb. Alarm yelling, dream big. I hit snooze, dream done. Life ain't bad, that's the problem though. Pain on layaway, comfort keeping me broke. I say, one day like it's scheduled in my phone, but someday ain't a day, it's a zone I never go. Got talent in the trunk, fear driving the car. Waiting to feel ready like that's ever how it starts. I keep asking for a sign, universe like you are. You don't need motivation, you need to move your butt. Everybody wanna change, but they comfy in the cage. Living quiet desperation, call it normal, call it safe. If you waiting on a feeling, you gon' wait another year. Do the work while you scared, confidence appear. Yeah, comfort's a trap, discipline the map. Act first, feelings follow, that's a psychological fact. I thought I needed confidence to finally begin. Turns out confidence is built by repeatedly taking L's and then winning. Brain say chill, heart say more. Ego say tomorrow, discipline say floor. Push-ups when I'm tired, mic on when I'm dry. Posting when it's cringy, truth louder than my pride. Life don't change from thoughts, it changes from reps. Every small uncomfortable step, cash and interest on self-respect. Nobody coming to save you, that's a cheat code. Scary at first and then freeze your soul. Pain of effort or pain of regret, pick one, either way you pay the debt. Everybody wanna change, but they comfy in the cage. Living quiet desperation, call it normal, call it safe. If you waiting on a feeling, you gon' wait another year. Do the work while you scared, confidence appear. Yeah, comfort's a trap, discipline the map. Act first, feelings follow, yeah, remember that. No montage music when you starting from the floor. Just you versus you, no applause, no encore. But every time you choose hard over easy, you rewrite the story, make the future less greasy. I ain't special, I'm consistent when it sucks. That's the difference between dreams and actual stuff. So I move before I'm ready, let the nerves come along. Fearing the passenger seat, but I'm driving this song. Quiet
moment, I'd be fighting for my life. Felt the world start spinning, colors all fade to white. Next thing I knew, I was falling out of sight. Heard voices in the darkness saying, coach, hold tight. But the fear in Queen DC had me wanting to fight. Dreams turn to storms when you can't stand the bright. But every storm breaks when you step into the light. A coma is just a comma in your life. Trust and believe everything will be alright. Be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused it. Trust and believe everything will be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fight. In the hospital bed, trying to piece back time. Maya told me, breathe, one step you'll climb. Truth lying, drop facts while the monitors chime. Said your brain hit a wall, but your hope still shines. Juji made jokes when the nights felt long. Panda read stories, keeping my heart strong. Hilarious hood pulled pranks, but he meant no wrong. And Stamps hustled salts when the pressure felt on. Every dream I battled was a lesson in disguise. Every fall just a setup for a stronger rise. When Queen JC cried, man, it opened my eyes. I ain't quitting on my people, ain't no goodbye. A coma is just a comma in your life. Trust and believe everything will be alright. Be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fight. Trust and believe everything will be alright. You ain't done yet, you just paused mid-fight. He's good. He's more than good. He's still winning. A setback ain't a sentence. It's just a pause in the paragraph. I woke up with a vision and a fire in my chest. Every scar I carry is a reason I'm blessed. Life hit hard, but I hit back twice. Yeah, I'm alright. Welcome in, take a seat. Let's begin the ride. Coach Bergen's here with stories, got nothing to hide. A little twist, a little turn, where's it gonna go? Tune in close, let's find out with the coach's flow. Oh, 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 it's the Coach Bergen Show. Kinda like Truman, but Coach, here we go. What will we see? Oh, I don't know. But I'm here enjoying life and going with the flow. Life's a game we're playing, no script to read. Laughs and lessons, whatever we need. From the sidelines to the spotlight, we're taking it slow. Coach is calling the shots. It's time for the show. Oh, 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 it's the Coach Bergen Show. Kinda like Truman, but Coach, here we go. What will we see? Oh, I don't know. But I'm here enjoying life and going with the flow. Every day's a new scene, a story untold. With a wink and a grin, we're breaking the mold. No rehearsals, no lines, just living it true. Coach Bergen's got the mic, and we're coming for you. Oh, 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 it's the Coach Bergen Show. Kinda like Truman, but Coach, here we go. What will we see? Oh, I don't know. But I'm here enjoying life and going with the flow. Going with the flow, yeah, Coach is way to be.
world's a set, got cameras in my home. Every crush I had, man, they played a role. But I'm done with the script, time to take control. Used to vibe with this one, thought a story would soar. Cast her as my co-star, but she walked out the door. Then another came, damn, she had that spark. But I'm Truman in this movie, sailing past the dark. Heartbreaks, just a plot twist, I'm learning the game. Old loves in the rear view, no need for their names. This ain't a rom-com, it's the Coach Bergen flick. Every scene's mine, yo, the director don't quit. It's the Coach Bergen show, I'm the star, let's ride past love's old crushes, yo, I'm waving goodbye. Life's a movie, I'm Truman breaking out the frame. Write my own script, ain't no one to blame. Coach Bergen show, yeah, the credits gon' roll. Let go of the past, now I'm free in my soul. Told myself I'd see Simone, time clocks the spot, and there she was like fate, yo, connecting the dots. But to have her in my life, she wasn't down for the role. Like Truman's girl for Fiji, it's out of my control. Of course, it's a TV show, plot's wild, no doubt. Born on Valentine's Day, heart's been tossed about. All these women in my script tearing me apart, but I'm flipping the page, new chapter, fresh start. It's the Coach Bergen show, I'm the star, let's ride past love's old crushes, yo, I'm waving goodbye. Life's a movie, I'm Truman breaking out the frame. Write my own script, ain't no one to blame. Coach Bergen show, yeah, the credits gon' roll. Let go of the past, now I'm free in my soul. See the crowd in my life, they all clap for the kid. Done chasing shadows for the love that I did. This my Truman moment, sailing out to the edge. World's fake walls can't hold me, I'm jumping the ledge. Every crush was a lesson, every tear was a take. Every late night text was a choice I'd remake. Now I'm editing the cut, snipping out the pain. New scenes dropping daily, sunshine after rain. So here's to the Coach Bergen show, curtains up, let's go. Old flames in the credits, I don't need them no more. Simone, like that girl who was moving to Fiji. Truman vibes, I'm free, world's mine, you don't see me, yeah. It's the Coach Bergen show, fade to black, I'm whole. Next act's all me with a brand new soul.
Thank you to my sponsor, Coma Dreams. A coma is just a comma in your life. Tonight proved that you pause, you breathe, and you finish the sentence. We did that, we finished it.
You looked unstoppable out there.
I didn't quit. Coma Dreams prove comebacks are real. Thank you, Coach. I told y'all, no matter how deep it gets, wake up and fight.
Coma Dreams stayed with me. It reminded me not to take any day for granted. Just being healthy, training, and showing up is something to be thankful for.
I didn't expect this, but Coma Dreams actually hit me. Watching Coach go through that made me realize how fragile life is and why you don't waste your shot. This isn't a movie, it's life. It is what it is.
You know, I didn't expect to get hit this hard by a film, but Coma Dreams just wrecked me in the best way. The way it showed someone fighting their way back, step by step, it felt honest, like rolling here on the mats.
All right, I watched Coma Dreams, and I'm going to tell you, Coach's recovery, that was truly inspiring. That's a story worth watching.
I've chased titles my whole life. Coma Dreams reminded me the real prize is waking up and getting another chance. I'm grateful. Thank you, Coach.
I've been knocked down more times than I can count. Coma Dreams reminded me, you never quit, you keep standing back up. Shout out to Coma Dreams. A coma is just a comma in your life. We finished the sentence and we finished the fight. Thank you, Coach.
Congratulations on the win. What's the message tonight?
Train by day, Coma Dreams by night, all day.
Every day I put in the work. It ain't for likes, it's for legacy. Fight Plan Pro keeps me locked in. I train, I track, I recover, I grow, and I get rewarded with Coach Coin for staying disciplined.
That app got me locked in. Recovery, mindset, discipline, tracking everything, and I get rewarded with Coach Coin just for putting in the work. Man, I'm telling you right now, train by day, Fight Plan Pro by night, all day, baby.